But moving on to Colin Kaepernick, this is in the news. Finally, could he return to the NFL? It's been 4 years since the quarterback first kneeled during the national anthem to protest racial injustice. He's been a free agent ever since. Well, the NFL commissioner says he's pushing for a Colin comeback. Take a look.
If he wants to resume his career in the NFL, that obviously is going to take a team to make that decision. But I welcome that, support a club making that decision, and encourage them to do that.
Sorry, I think that's BS. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but I think it is. I think he's too little too late, and I think the NFL has not shown anything close to what the NBA has in terms of allowing their athletes at least having a political moment. What do you think?
Well, we know that Colin Kaepernick received a settlement from the NFL for collusion. That statement in itself tells you if he wanted to resume, which means that it was stopped presumably because he decided to protest.
Right.
That's what we all are learning and believing at this point anyway.
Right.
So I'm just going to put that out there. The other thing is, you know, this is what being a pioneer ends up for a lot of people. Then you are the one who has the sacrifice of your career, of your livelihood, of your dreams. What we're seeing now is there's this expedited process, because when we think of people who really suffered in order to make life better and open up doors for the rest of us, sometimes that generation never saw that
change.
They didn't get
it was
the next generation.
Right.
So for the idea that he's still young enough to play really shows the power of social media and the digital age. But it's really up to him. Personally, I think you go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated.
Well said. Lindsay, what do you think? I know you're a huge football sports match game fan. I think Roger Goodell is full of BS on this one. I think he's trying to walk back something that he did. Do you think that's true, or do you think it's a step forward?
No, I think that he should be embarrassed. To jump out now is kind of like the brands that jump out and say something in the fourth quarter when you've been doing disservices to people of color for years. So the NFL employs mostly black people, and so a lot of them felt the same way as Kaepernick, were too scared of losing their careers, like Erica said, in order to take that stance. And so to say something now and say, out of all the owners, I mean, this is an MVP guy. This is somebody who's won several playoffs, and he lost 3 years of his career because he was standing up for equality and fighting for equality by just bending a knee. And so for Roger Goodell to act like he was all on board to have him back in the NFL for all this time, and that the owners just weren't on board, that's embarrassing, especially when you lead the league. You need to mandate that they bring him back if that's what he wants to do.
I completely agree. I think Roger Goodell should at least address it. If we're being transparent in 2020, say I made a huge mistake, I apologize, I'm learning, but don't just act like, you know what, now he should get to play. I think that's ridiculous. And Aaron Silver of the NBA, I think, does a much better job. Not great than, what's that?
Adam
Silver, not Aaron Silver. Thank you. See, she knows.
No.